Hello, we are those who love the game of cricket. Welcome to the Hockey Sports Channel. I'm your host, Syed Mohammed Qadri, and we saw some fantastic cricket all around the world. The game between West Indies and Sri Lanka, England versus India, New Zealand versus Bangladesh. So we will discuss all these in this program. We have some panel over here, gentlemen in our panel. So before introducing my panel, so let's start with the summary of the game between the test match between West Indies and Sri Lanka that ended in a draw. But that was a very good match, and that was a good game, and lots of performance we saw as a batting side and the bowling wise both from both of the teams. The match started on March 21st to 25. That is a 4 or 5 day game. No person in attendance was there. We all know that Sri Lanka made in the first inning 169. It's not a big score. In reply, West Indies made 271 and taking a lead of 99. That seems to be good. But in the second inning, the Sri Lankan team was altogether a different team. They piled up a massive score of 476 because of the courtesy of the Pantham and Nisanka. He's in his debut. Yes, he made 103 runs, and Dick Vella, who made 32 in the first inning, made unfortunately missed his century. He made 96, and Osho Fernando, he also missed his century. He made 91 runs. Because of these players' courtesy, Sri Lanka made 476 in the first inning. Sri Lanka, we already know that they scored 169. That was not that big, but because of the Tremana in the first inning, Tremana scored I think 70 runs. That's all. And from West Indies side, from West Indies side, we can say the Kemba Holder took 5 wickets, and Kemaroj, who bowled extremely well, but unfortunately he also bagged some wickets. He got 3 wickets in first inning, and also in second inning he also got 3 wickets. And if we see the match from the West Indies side, it was really an uphill task for them to negotiate. They have a dilemma either to negotiate and go for the draw or go for the win. On the other hand, Sri Lanka is on a big commanding position, we can say. But what happened on the fifth day? We saw that in the first inning, West Indies batting seems to be good, not that bad as compared to the Sri Lankan batting. Cornwell made 61. He in the lower order batting. He came in the lower order. He made the 61, and De Silva also made 46. The wicketkeeper, Campbell also made 42. Kalmer, he's a we all know that he's a double century maker in his debut. He made 45 runs in the first inning, or in the second inning. He also accompanied with Bonir. He made a good partnership, and he made 52 runs. Man of the match, no other than Bonnier. He made 113 runs, and it remains not out. He held the innings, and he declared very deservedly man of the match. Let's go quickly to our panel. We have with us. Sorry for this. Yes, sorry. We have with us Naimul Haq. Hi, Naim. How are you? Former first-class player and former world-class player and analyst and a commentator. And we also have Mr. Ali from Toronto. Thank you, Ali, for joining us. And our guest from Houston, from my friend, is Samuel. Samuel, how are you?
I'm doing very well.
Okay, let's jump into the discussion. I have just summarized the match between West Indies and Sri Lanka. What is your take? Have you seen the match? I think, Naim, how you find the match?
Did you talk to me?
Yeah, Naim.
Okay.
Naim, sorry.
It's going to be a good tie. I mean, good game. Match is drawn, but the Boiner, he scored 103. Mar scored good 45, and then he scored 50 in the second inning. I mean, it's a good game. It looks like when they started, it looks like West Indies is going to win easily, but Sri Lanka fight back, and he come back a really good cricket, especially Dikwala and their couple of players, they are doing really well. So they fight back and they have a big total. Looks like then West Indies in the second inning they also played well. I mean, first inning it looks like it's going to be a low scoring game, but second inning looks like both the teams fighting well, and they scored a lot of runs. So he made a 100 in debut bonus.
Yeah.
Mayer is a very good, talented batsman. I'm surprised Blackwood not scored because he's a West Indies main player these days. I mean, he scored a lot of runs in England. Holder got 5 wickets.
5 wickets in.
And Bretwell, the captain, he did not doing well. But I mean, it's a good game. It's drawn. It's very unfortunate that these days, if you see the draw, it looks awkward because 99.9 test matches is going to be resulted.
But it was a winning draw as far as West Indies are concerned.
You,
Cornwall with
you,
the
you say that, yes.
winning shot. What about Ali? You saw the match, and what's your take about this match?
I didn't see much of the match, only the more of the second innings when beginning part in the first innings um, when Jason Holder, the previous captain, took 5 wickets.
Yeah.
He was bowling with some hostility in a few of the places, and I would say perhaps let's consider when we're talking about this game the role that the pitch played. Perhaps the pitch early on, the first day and a half, maybe the first 2 days, it played a lot better and suited a lot better for the pacer bowlers, and then it eased off in the pace. And then yes, not taking away anything from the Sri Lankan batsmen, that they came back, they fought well. West Indies were picking away at the wickets a little, but there were too many runs between the wickets, and a few guys got some really good scores. So overall, it turned out to be an exciting game in the end. Like if you're really a fan of 50-day cricket and some really good performances. So I would say that Sri Lanka has had a good start of their tour.
As far as
part of the tour,
as far test part, yeah, because one day series they already lost and T20 yeah 2-1. But yeah, what about the Lakman? He bowled very good in the first inning. He took 5 for 47 from Sri Lanka.
From the Sri Lankan side,
Yeah.
again, earlier there was much more purchase for the bowlers, whether it be the spinner or the pacers. And I think the wicket eased off a little bit, as Samuel was earlier saying. You got to bend your back a little bit. The guys were trying. It was obvious they were trying because wickets were still coming. But I think as it had the pace of the wicket and the wicket had eased off a little bit, you needed a little more luck. No luck.
With the passage of awesome fielding. Yeah. Okay, Samuel, how you see this match as a game?
Well, number one, you have to remember that Antigua Recreation Ground considered to be one of the best batting pitch around the world.
Okay.
Because that's where Brian Lara scored 2 times over 400 runs. Now, what happened? It seemed to me as if the pitch did have some moisture on the first day. So the West Indies bowlers utilized it, and Sri Lanka didn't capitalize well at the crease. So they make a very meager total of 169. Now, West Indies went into bat, and I think they bat very poorly, because when you bowl out a team for 169 in first innings, I expect the team that batting after supposed to give a big lead. I expect West Indies to give at least a lead at 250. They didn't do that. They only give 99. And that is what led Sri Lanka back into the game. And Sri Lanka came back into the game and almost win the test match. So it was a good application from the Sri Lanka batsman in the second innings. Now, if you look at the pitch, it was level out nice for batting. Very good for batting. That's why West Indies could be able to hold on for a draw, because it turned out to be Antigua pitch was ideal for batting even on the 5th day.
Yeah, you're very right. The batting was, but still the Cornwell batted pretty extremely well with the Cornwell and Cornwell did in the first inning. Cornwell batted 61. He made 61. How you rate him? He's now becoming an all rounder.
Well, Cornwall regard in the Caribbean over the years as a batsman who can bowl. But these last days, now he kind of regard as a bowler who can bat. But Cornwall is more as a batsman than a bowler. But for some reason, he's not making runs. He's getting wicket. But nice to see get his first 15 at test.
But what about the
I think
Bonnier?
if you see him CPL Caribbean League, he opened the inning.
Yes, he's a batsman.
Yeah, he opened the inning and he have lot of big sixes. I watched
He's
like 2 years back. Oh
Yeah,
man, he scored
he
lot of runs.
regarded more as a batsman.
Yes.
And what about the Bonnier? He made he's excellent. This is his only third match, and he scored 113 runs and remained run out. With Kyle Mayer, he made an splendid, I think, partnership. Kyle Mayer is no doubt has proved his mettle very well.
Yes, he have a great future. Bana is a good friend of mine from long time. I know his cricket. I know his cricket temperament. He's a very capable batsman. He's probably the only batsman in the Caribbean that can play right around the wicket from pint right back to square leg. He can play right around.
Yeah, 360-degree. Yeah, he is. Yeah, you're right.
He have that quality. And what happened to Bana is a very temperament player. He have a lot of application, good concentration, and he seemed to be playing each ball off merit, which is good.
That's good. Okay.
But
now,
he showed when he played that inning, he showed a lot of temperament.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the other match. Naeem, do you have any summary of the match?
Which one?
India
India lose the second game. It's a high scoring game. India made 336, 336. And oh my God, England replied and they made it like seven overs in spares. Oh my, I mean, if Bannistoke or Johnny Barrastow, if John Barrastow is not out, I mean, both is out. That's why they take like 3 or 4 more overs. Otherwise, this game going to be finished 10 overs before. The way England is batting, I think they hit 25 sixes or 26 sixes.
Yeah.
Johnny Barrastow scored 125 and Bannistoke 99. And Jason Roy, they have a big opening partnership. Jason Roy made 56. I mean, it's a high scoring game. I don't know about Indian bowling. Kunal Pandya, sometime when I watch him, when he is bowling, I don't know, he's bowling medium fast or he is bowling leg spin. 1 over, Bannistoke hit him 3 or 4 sixes.
Back to back, yeah.
Back to back sixes, and he bowled bouncer. And I said, what the hell is going on? What he's doing? He's bowling leg spin, he's bowling fast, or what he's doing? Beside 1 or 2 bowlers, nobody from India. I'm surprised he not use Hardik Pandya. He not bowl a single over because he bowled really good in T20. But Kohli, he did not use Hardik Pandya. India, KL Rahul scored century. I always rate him very high. For me,
High quality player.
For me, KL Rahul and Virat Kohli kind of same potential and same kind of talent. But I don't know why KL Rahul is not scoring as much as Kohli is scoring. But I always rate him very high. And they have one guy, Rashad Pant. He's a match changer. And he's a match winner. He scored 77 and in 40 balls. I don't know. India lose the game, but it's a high-scoring game.
Yeah, you're right. In the absence of Morgan, Root, and Archer, I think that's the main point. That maybe they be available in in the latter part of the game, but not in this. The third match they have to be rely on the same team. I think
Yes,
England side.
tomorrow. I think tomorrow is the next game. So
Yeah.
after, I mean, this is their last game. Then they went back to England.
Yeah, and if we see but the majority of the player will stay here because of the IPL. The IPL is starting on 9th of April.
Yes,
I think
whoever have a contract, I mean IPL contract, they are going to be stay.
they will stay. Okay, Ali, you saw the match this one day, high
I
scoring
saw
match.
the latter part of it when Bairstow and Stokes were going hammer and tongue and were just going after everything. And those 4 sixes, and through the T20 series, which went at 3-2, India won. Okay, it's a home series, and India was going to win. And these two games, it's been a very high scoring affair. Compared to all the hullabaloo of the last 3 test matches where teams were having a hard time trying to get to 200 or 150 in the case of England trying to cross 100. Now with the white ball, it's just a massacre all over. I mean, no baller looks like having any say in this whole series, T20 or ODIs. And it's cricket at its best. As Samuel said, when runs are scored, it's a lot more exciting for what do you call it, the spectators and overall for the game because there's a lot more interest. But right now, I don't think it's a state of wickets. It's just a change from red ball to white ball. And these guys Bairstow has had a couple of really spectacular, very strong IPL seasons. So he's very familiar with the environment. He's played pretty much most of the ground. So, but Stokes is what do you call it? The flavor of any day, any summer.
Unfortunately, he made his century. Yeah, he made 50 runs on 40 deliveries. He made his first 50, and when he was posing for the next 50, he only take 12. Sorry.
At one stage, England scored 91 runs in 5 overs.
Yeah, 91 and 5.
When Bairstow and Stokes played.
And who was on the receiving end? There was a series of sixes, and the receiving end was the Kuldeep Yadav and Krunal Pandya. They didn't bowl very well.
Krunal Pandya.
Krunal Pandya, yeah. What about the bowling side of because if we compare the spinners of both sides, I think the English side did a good job with with the courtesy of Moeen Ali and Rashid.
Moeen Ali, I think, gave 49 runs in 10 overs.
10 overs, yeah.
Adil Rashid got a Virat Kohli wicket, but he conceded, I think, 70 runs. But
70 runs.
But
wickets are important.
He got Kohli almost
in every match.
5 times in this T20 and one-day series.
Samuel, what about you about this match?
It was a good match. This is what I call a good cricket pitch.
I was expecting that.
Now, when anybody score 330 something batting first in a one-day international, and the team batting last get that score with 7 over to spare, that will tell you how good that pitch is.
Yes.
That will tell you. That is what I call international cricket pitch preparation. That is a good cricket pitch.
Right.
What if, I think, do you think that India is missing, no doubt Jadeja is not available, but can Ashwin, if you think Ashwin can be adjusted in this team, one-day team, or what is your suggestion about this?
Yeah, Ashwin can be fitting into any one-day team that India put out.
Because he can bat also.
Yeah, he can bat. But you have to understand, look how Mohali bowl on a high deal batting wicket. Now you have a lot of varieties, length and line. And a wicket that is so good to bat. You have to hold length and line, control. That is the key on any wicket. Control. Restrict batsman on a good pitch.
You're right. And
I'm pretty sure next game is going to be Washington Sundar.
Nitrogen.
What is that?
Nitrogen may be inside in the game. Nitrogen.
Yeah, the left arm. Yes.
Washington Sundar.
Washington Sundar is a good all-rounder, yeah. But
England
all
going
of
to
these,
be same team.
all of these spinning all rounders, all of them, like the Indian spinning all rounders, they're all bad,
Yeah, all batsman. Capable of make
all bad.
100.
Oh
You know,
yes.
and I won't say that Ashwin is not a good fielder, but amongst them, yes,
amongst them, yeah.
he does become a lesser fielder, but he's not a liability on the field by far. No,
Mhm.
but
No.
compared to the others, he's a little lesser from the fielding perspective, which is why he might
The
get.
agility, yeah, the agility wise, yeah, you can say, but it is a good safe fielder, you can say it.
Before this series start, I mean, Indian Cricket Board, one of the coach, I think, he already he make a statement that Washington Sundar is their white ball all rounder. I mean, they discard Ashwin for one day and
One day.
T20 cricket.
Mhm.
So
You
they
have to
said
remember,
white ball cricket, Washington Sundar is the first choice.
How
one
good.
of Ashwin biggest problem is not an athletic person.
He is, yes,
That is the biggest problem with him. He's not an athletic person.
he,
Yeah, interesting.
he's not, yes.
And Johnny Bresto and Ben Stokes all together, they hit 17 sixes. That's a big
Yeah.
number of sixes. I have no idea what's going on. And the receiving end, who received the most? I have already told Kuldeep Yadav and Karnal Pandya.
Yes.
See, the wonderful part with Bairstow, even Roy, and Josh Butler and Stokes is in between their fours and sixes, they scamper really hard and fast doubles. They change the singles to doubles and the doubles to triples.
Hmm.
Your over, your big over is not like a 8 to 10 run. That's why 5 overs and 91 runs, 4-6-3-2,
Mm.
4-6-3-2. So you got these 3-4 guys who run really hard, and Ernie Morgan thrown in the middle there. It's like, well, how do you get past these 5 guys? You really need to have a lucky day that you don't get stumped like
Hmm.
that.
Now,
Hmm.
yeah, you're right. Now the coaches are training the players for the test match and one day in T20. They are coaching them to start with the 6-4-3-2-1 like this. You have to deal the score or run or face the over like this 6-4-3-2-1 like this. Previously, they said take your time 0-1-2. That's enough. Take your time. Move to another round. Nowadays, it's altogether changing up. Okay, so if you want to say anything, any one of you on this match?
Now waiting for tomorrow game.
Yeah.
Decider.
The next game
Tomorrow
is
is the decider.
But they are, yeah. Who will be the winner?
I'm pretty sure England have a good chances.
Or
Well,
semi?
England got rhythm back. If England that toss is the I mean the last game toss is not a matter.
Nothing to do. Yes,
But
nothing.
I'm not sure. Next game is the same venue,
Yeah,
Pune.
yeah.
So
Because
well, you can,
I
when
don't
two
see any
team
view. So let's see.
when two team are so good, you can't predict.
Yes.
yeah,
very
they are
different.
top. Yeah, you are right. You cannot predict
Yeah.
that.
Whatever the first team scores, like they've scored 6.5 overs before, 330,
Yeah, it
Let's
means
see.
340.
400.
So it's kind of like
Yeah,
the team batting second knows, oh, okay, we got to go at 7-8 runs and over. That's okay. We'll do it.
If Ben Stokes is not going to be out on 99, I think
Hmm.
match is going to finish 10 overs before.
Hmm.
you're right.
Something like a 400 is probably something
Reachable, yeah.
375 to 400, 375, like the
Yeah, I mean,
sheer amount of
you are not
runs.
safe if you score
Yeah.
330, 340. Game is still
You are
on.
still not safe, yeah.
Yeah, game
Anything
is
can
still
happen.
on.
Yeah, you're right. So, Ali, do you have any summary or match? Because there is another match we saw.
Yeah, Bangladesh and New
Bangladesh and
Zealand.
New
So
Zealand.
I'm quite sure Bangladesh was hoping they'll have a little more luck. They've got these nifty little seamers and athletic fielders, but it hasn't really worked out for them too well at all. That the T20 series in in New Zealand, they've promptly lost by 3-0, and begging your pardon, the ODI series they lost 3-0. The 2 games they didn't score 131 and one was 159, and the one they scored 271, and New Zealand took it plenty easily. Even though a couple of their main guys are missing, But New Zealand is a very strong unit. Even their all-rounders. Although again, the standout is Kylie Jamieson. He did fire in this series again. Neither with the bat, not as much with the ball. So let's see how it goes in the IPL because he sold as the highest. And just now the T20, I think the first inning just finished, and New Zealand 200 plus for just 3 wickets. So it's going to be a tough day for Bangladesh when they come into bat again. It's always tough. New Zealand is tough, whether it's summer or it's a little wintry. There's a lot more bounce in their wickets. You've got to have a strong handle on your cut and pulls and being able to play the rising ball, plus a little bit to do it. I'm not taking a hit at Bangladeshi guys, but players from Bangladesh are more in the 5'6" to 5'9", 5'8" range, and all of these New Zealanders are 5'10", 6'2", 6'3", 6'8". Kylie Jamieson, so it's tough. New Zealand is tough for anybody, and Bangladesh is definitely finding it tough. They got 271 in the second ODI. New Zealand took it easy, so I'm gonna predict that it's going to continue to be a bit of a tough time. And Bangladesh continues to change their unit. They're looking to tweak the ODI and the T20 unit. So it's more from a learning perspective, I've got to say, for them.
Yeah, you're right. Only Mahmudullah, I think, scored 70 runs in their low scoring from the Bangladesh side. And from we saw some good batting from Sri Lanka and from New Zealand.
Each game, New Zealand has scored 100 and there were a couple of 50s each game.
Yeah, and
Guptal is 82 and another.
The Guptal is not performing good so far. He's a bit Guptal is not.
Yeah, Guptal hasn't had a. I mean, I think he got about 80, 90, 80 in total in the 3. So it's he's average with the highest of 38, but not what we expect from Guptal, especially based on the series they had just before. Guptal was strong there, so he had a bit of an average series. The fielding was still there. A couple of those runouts were just amazing. So hand-eye coordination and his presence in the field you can't discount him. If he's not going to score runs, he's going to pipe you somewhere. Get a couple of
good catches,
a few exciting little pieces of field and.
Name what you say about this match.
Maurice, I think everybody is right now making their T20 teams because of the forthcoming World Cup. So New Zealand tries so many different players. They used to have Grandom. They dropped the Grandom. Now they rely on Nishame. What is his name? I think Nishame, and then they have one another all-rounder, Mitchell. He scored century in the third one day.
Yeah, he scored century on 92 balls.
Yes. Now he's trying him. He's a very good batting. I think he's a batting all-rounder. So now they are making the T20s team. So everybody is making T20s team these days. So because of the coming T20 World Cup. So New Zealand always try different combinations. So let's see. But I mean, Bangladesh and New Zealand series, New Zealand is always very tough in their home condition.
Especially
because of the seaming wickets, and they have a very good tall bowlers. We need to see how Jamieson doing in IPL. He got a 2 million contract. So let's see. Very highly rated contract, highly paid contract. So let's see.
Trent Bolt is the shortest of the seamers, and he's still 6'1". So Henry,
Samuel, you saw the match? You checked this match, Samuel? This New Zealand.
No, I watch a little. I didn't watch much, but I think everybody is trying some experiment now for the World Cup. Plus, I think Bangladesh is going through a little cycle at present. So they kind of on a building process.
Yeah.
But they don't have that much time because West Indies series, they They were really outclassed especially in the test matches. They were outclassed, and West Indies is on a, you can say, their takeoff mode, because the way they are playing, they have the bench strength, they have the players, they have the bowlers, they have the power hitter. They change the captains. Their management is really thinking. They are thinking positively, and it's worked for them so far. As far as the captaincy is concerned, they change the captain, and it works for them. And the players are performing. The bowlers are doing their job. Everyone is doing their, so they are well-knitted team now performing, and the bench is strong. What how you say the West Indies team?
Well, new captain, so it looked to me as if the motivation is higher with the new captain. He get more support from the players. I don't know his friendship with the players, but it looked like he's closer with the players more than Jason Holder in terms of friendship.
Samuel, where is
But Brett,
Hetmar?
Huh?
Where's the guy named Hetmar? Young guy.
Hetmeyer, yeah.
Which one?
Hetmar.
Oh, Hetmeyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't select him. They say need to get serious that he want to play and make some runs. So the selector tell him that he have to get his game together.
Ah.
but as a captain, Bradford has to perform. His performance is not that.
Well,
Out of his standard, yes.
yes, he need to step up with his game. But I can understand sometimes that's how the game is like. But
That's also it's his first. Wasn't this his first game as a captain?
no, in Bangladesh.
No, in Bangladesh, he was the captain.
Bangladesh, he is
Oh, he
the
was
captain.
the captain in Bangladesh.
Yes.
2-0.
Yes.
They won over there 2-0.
Yes, but he will soon come up. He will soon step up. But we know how this game of cricket go. It's a up and down game.
But I like the fact that he actually batted Holder at number 6.
Yes.
Number 6 and number 7. Like, so,
Older will add some more flavor to the game now since as he's not captain.
yeah,
You will get yes,
Sure.
you will get more wicket from him and you'll get more runs now.
More as well.
Yes.
He's a good fielder.
West Indies is always a very, very good T20 team.
Yes.
Very good T20 teams. We still have Narayan. You have a guy named, very young guy named Poran.
Yeah, Puran.
Very, very talented guy.
Lewis.
Voice is good.
Lewis and Chris Gale is back. Bravo
Yes.
is back.
The problem with West Indies, I think that they need to restructure the test team. Shuffle the players a little more. Puran and Lewis need to get into the test team.
Yes,
Look
they are very talented.
Yeah, look at Australia. David Warner. Everybody say he only could play T20.
That's it.
And he's one of the best test batsmen around the world.
All three
Because-
guys,
triple under.
all three format he score runs.
Yes, one thing you have to understand, when you're a good player, you will develop your game into all aspects of the game.
Yes.
Once you're a good player, you can play all format. So they need to give Puran and Lewis a chance. Now look at what happened to West Indies years ago. When Gordon Greenwich, Desmond Haynes, Viv Richard, Richie Richardson, Gus Logie,
Larry
all
Gomes.
of these Larry Gomes. Now you have a lot of talented players coming up around these players, right? Making 3-4 century in the regional cricket. And they never get a chance to represent the West Indies because they believe that this Gordon Greenwich and Desmond is going to play forever. Right? They didn't say, okay, like what Australia did. Bring in a few talent, rest a few senior players, then bring them back, rest the young. So by the time the senior players gone, these young players already fit in. West Indies didn't put that in place. So that is what catch the cricket until today.
Very true. Good.
That is what catch the cricket until today. You have to put in place for players to take over from players, and we didn't do that.
Yes, absolutely right.
Yeah, we believe that these set of players, we believe that these players going to play forever. So as soon as everybody go one time, the players that was coming in the wing, they already gone too. So you have nobody. Look at a player like Delroy Morgan from Jamaica. He scored 5 centuries at one season. And those days, When you score 5 century in regional cricket, you're batting because it was the same test players you're playing against who want to play, who cannot make the team. When you look at Ralston Hutto, another guy scoring 3, 4, 5 century, and they cannot get a game.
Oh, that's pretty. Yeah.
Look at Australia and Sheffield Shield. Australia never take a young player that don't have 10, 12, 13 century in Sheffield Shield and play in a test cricket. Sometimes the players in Australia make their debut at 26, 27, 28, but at that point, they are already mature enough to play test cricket because they have 20, 26, 27 century in Sheffield Shield.
Yeah, you're right.
So at that point, if they can give us Australia 5 good seasons, they accept that because they will continue up their cricket. They have people feeding in with the experience.
Yeah.
And now you're right, because the right now the test team is performing very good because the middle order Kai Mayer and Bonir, they have the temperament. They face the equally very good the pacer and the spinners. That's how the middle order has to be move around there, because how you see the Bonir and the as a test team.
Yeah. Blackwood, let me touch a little on Blackwood. Blackwood is one of the most senior players, right? In terms of performance over the season. But he's going through a little rough spot right now. Not getting any runs.
Yeah.
But they're going to stick with him because they know his capability. So they're going to stick with him. So he will get through this rough patch. Once you're a good player, I said before, once you're a good player, you're going through a rough spot, you work hard on your game, train hard, keep fit, and get your mind focused, and you get over that hump fast.
Yeah, once they started, they will do it. You are right.
Why Shai Hope is not playing test cricket?
Well, the reason why they leave him out of the test team going to New Zealand, when he was in England, he was having a poor season.
Oh.
But they know that he's one of the West Indies prospect in test cricket. If you notice, when they didn't select him to go to New Zealand, he make about 3 century in the regional game. And now they bring him back in the one day and look at his performance in the one day. Outstanding. So he won't be taking too long to back in the test squad. I know that.
Okay.
Yes, Samuel.
He will be back in the test squad soon.
Yeah, I have a question there, Samuel, around another player. His name is Sharma Brooks. And a bit of a bias on my end because he played 4 seasons here in Canada.
In Canada, yeah.
Victorians. So, how did he fare? I mean, looking at his numbers, not terribly well. He did get 100. He's got a few 50s, but the consistency didn't come up at the highest level. So,
you know, one of the problems why Brooks, Chase, and Bravo hit Maya, why they are not consistently back into this West Indies team is because they didn't go to Bangladesh.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want to go back.
And with the players that go to Bangladesh and perform so well, there's no way you could overlook them and bring back these guys.
okay, that's
you'd have to give them a fair chance. Yes, you'd have to give them a fair chance. But the test match between Sri Lanka and West Indies, I would never play 4 fast bowler on that pitch. It was a waste of time.
Yes.
It's a waste of time. Yeah.
Yes, I would play Darren Bravo and leave out one of the pace.
True enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I would never play 4 fast bowler. That was a joke with the coach.
What about that last test match? Whoever win the series, win the test match between West Indies and Sri Lanka.
To be honest,
you see any changes from West Indies side? Or?
No, they're going. The only change is they might because the same venue they're going to play the test, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're going to leave out one of the fast bowler and play Bravo. Watch, that's what happen. But that first test match, West Indies should be in a position to win, not Sri Lanka.
But the attitude of Sri Lankans altogether changes. They went to defend it. They open the field. They take off the slaves. Things like this. They were very frightened. Because they say they know that if West Indies one or two players stick there together, they will go for the kill. But they spread the field. That's what happened over there. Otherwise,
Yes.
West Indies can go for or Sri Lanka pretty early. I think after 1 hour or before lunch they give up. They went for the draw.
Mm-hmm. Well, I only expect one change is the one fast bowler going to leave out. Either and I would leave out Gabriel.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I would leave out Gabriel and play Bravo.
Bravo is will be okay. So that was a good discussion. If anyone you want to say anything about the cricket all around the world, you can add. Otherwise, we have to say
I'm just
goodbye.
hoping that we get a little bit of luck. People listen to the authorities, so we have less afflictions, COVID afflictions, so cricket can open up in the local now, and we can start talking a little bit about Texas leagues and Toronto leagues and Houston leagues as well in
Yeah,
our discussions. Um, that's what my hope is right now. I mean, international cricket, thank goodness they've got a real strong handle on it, how to address it. New Zealand, Pakistan, England, etc. They've had a few incidents where their players didn't comply, and they were very strong, and they were very publicly very strong on it to show that you've got to make sure, because this is about entertainment, but it's also about sports.
safety is first. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're right.
and money is involved, so you got to make sure. So
Lots
there's
of
really nice stories that pretty much everybody can take advantage of and work with.
Samuel, you are back in Houston. What are you doing right now? So before closing the game,
Well, I'm here now 35 days. I'm back here.
okay.
I'm getting the feel back in green shape and the pitch in good condition. So right now it almost 90% green, the outfield and the pitch. I
But
just final spray the field today for weed, and my final fertilizing, and I aerate the field today. So everything in good shape for the 9, 10, and 11 of April for that game.
yes, you're right. So thank you, guys, gentlemen. It was a great and pleasure to talk with you, and you discuss at length about
Moniz,
everything.
before we leave, we need to invite both Samuel and Ali Siddiqui for our forthcoming tournaments in Detroit. Ali Saab is very close to us. I mean,
Yes.
he's very close to Detroit. So we from this channel, I'm going to invite both of them to come and watch the Champion Cup, Diversity Cup, and this year we do the emerging cup.
No problem.
Under 23 emerging cup. Ali Siddiqui Saab, I'm going to give you a call maybe tomorrow, and we will talk about something for Diversity Cup or Emerging Cup from Canada, to bring some team or something like that.
We can have a conversation. Yes.
From Houston, one team is going, and I am the coach.
Yes. Moniz is the coach.
I am the coach. This is the first assignment. Okay.
I'm doing the assistant coaching with Moniz.
He's the main organizer over there at Detroit. With Shahid Ahmed and Naeem. Yeah.
I'm just kidding, but I'm there. Moniz is there, so we have a lot of friends to get together on the.
And Samuel will be there. Don't worry, Samuel will be there.
Yes.
I will come.
That's great. That will be great. Thank you, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure. So now we wrap up the program, and thank you, everyone. So thank you, viewers. It was a great and pleasure to talk with these people. And I like to say before closing this that you have to please like and subscribe to the Hope Sports channel. And that's all from the Sports Roundup. So I will see you soon. Tomorrow is a good game. So let's hope the test match.